It's always levels, right? So it's always going to that next level, that next level, that next level. And with me, I look at it as right now, I'm big into sports. It's all about momentum, right? So now that, okay, here we are on the Terrill Vidale train, if you want to say, where we have the momentum. Where now, once you have it, now you have to advance that momentum. So now with me, I'm not just sitting back and say, oh, okay, Terrill, you did this. Now I'm doing more. This is the most and hardest I've ever worked in the last year.
It's the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. This is the show that brings you the stars, the stories, and the performances. You'll see familiar faces, and you'll get to learn more about how they do what they do. Today, Debórah chops it up with entertainment and real estate entrepreneur Terrill Vidale. So stay tuned. Debórah has great features for you on the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. Stay tuned for our Legends Music Moment. Special delivery. That's what each newborn baby is in the hands of your team in the village. Dr. Rodney Hill and his professional staff of nurse practitioners, conveniently located on 5th Avenue in Youngstown, open weekdays and Saturdays. Excellent prenatal care is what helps ensure a healthy baby. So for the best women's health, reproductive, and prenatal care, you'll want to be in the hands of Dr. Rodney Hill, Mama Carol, and Nurse Sin. They're your team in the village, where every delivery is special. Whether it's Motown, Philly Soul, Stax, Solar, Savoy, you name it, people from every nation love old school rhythm and blues music. Now I hope you enjoy.
You
It's all about the love, coming up on Valley Gold with Debórah. Trust, dignity, and peace of mind. These are the qualities you look for when planning the memorial service of a loved one. L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home is the name families have come to rely on for pre-need planning, grief support, financial guidance, and compassion during life's most difficult time. Located at 1951 McGuffey Road in Youngstown, in the time of need, it's L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home, still caring for the memories most cherished by you. Welcome back to the show. We live in a day and time where many people just can't seem to figure out how to build the kind of relationship that will last a lifetime. Well, my next guest is all about the love. His name is Jason Hairston. Welcome to the show, Jason.
So, of course, I have much more for you, Debórah. In this segment, we're going to talk about what is a successful relationship. We always have been taught that a successful relationship means the length of time that the relationship goes on, right? But how many of us have seen long-lasting relationships where there's actual joy and peace and love? I want you to think about this. If we understand that relationships are learner modules to learn more about yourself, because that's what they really are, whether a relationship lasts for 2 years, 5 years, or a lifetime, the question is, did you learn something? Because guess what? If you're not learning anything in your relationship, I can guarantee you that there's suffering going on. A relationship is meant to bring you joy, expansion, and within that there will be arguing, there will be some pain, but there's a lesson in that pain. Shift your mind into stepping into a relationship as a student, and eventually you will find that partner that will have that long-lasting compatibility.
Y'all need to help her. Somebody help Debórah. Help Debórah. Somebody help her.
Every engine lover knows that sweet sound of an engine that is ready to race. This car was made ready at the Predator Zone. The Predator Zone is Northeast Ohio's only test and tune track. 330 feet of track with reaction time. Our track will pull your teeth out. Located on Youngstown's east side, grand opening in April. Before you put that car in the race, make an appointment at the Predator Zone.
When I think about how my family responds to the food that I serve them so lovingly, Marvin Gaye's lyrics come to mind. I know flowers come from rain, but how can love come from pain? Ain't that peculiar?
Your cooking is out of this world. Way out of this world. And I pray for my brother-in-law and my niece.
Thank you, Charles.
Because they need it badly.
Amen.
Please, order your food. Don't cook it.
Wait. Would you say the pie was?
Pie was.
Lorraine, do you have anything to say?
No speak English. I realize though that's how you all stay so slim. You know, if you know that all the Bittens are skinny, but when they come to other people's house, they eat a lot. I wonder why.
Now, Lorraine, that's not nice.
Up next, it's Keeping It Fresh on Valley Gold with Debórah. The outage started just after 3:30 this afternoon, spreading across the Northeast.
Our choices define us, makes us who we are. Who will you choose to become?
We can't stay here, okay? We need to leave right now. Are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, absolutely.
Keeping it fresh for us today is a gorgeous, melanin-rich beauty named Ashley All Smiles. Ashley is the quintessential beauty stylist, so from head to shoulders, she's gonna show us how to keep it fresh.
Hello, Debórah. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing me with your viewers today. I am Ashley All Smiles, and today I want to talk about loose pigments. Are you familiar? Yeah? No? So it's an eyeshadow, but more in a powder form, but it's pigmented, so it's super bright, super vivid. I'm gonna show you how I keep it fresh with loose pigments. Check it out.
Stay tuned for more with Debórah's special guest, Terrill Vidale. Special delivery. That's what each newborn baby is in the hands of your team in the village. Dr. Rodney Hill and his professional staff of nurse practitioners, conveniently located on 5th Avenue in Youngstown, open weekdays and Saturdays. Call today. It's the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. Now when you watch, let's not be selfish about it by keeping it all to yourself. Show me and your friends some love by sharing the links and leaving comments. Tell me what you think. I absolutely love reading remarks from our viewers. Now, stay tuned, because we're going to keep this party going. We live in a day and time where it almost seems impossible to find good news. So today, I want to talk with a guest who knows hardship and struggle, but has chosen to celebrate every occasion of success. His work is honorable, and so is his game. His style is amplified and intentional. He illuminates his journey so anyone who wants to be inspired can look and take notes. Please welcome my guest, Terrill Vidale. Welcome to the show, Terrill.
Thank you. I'm blessed to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, you know, I've been after you for a minute. So let's talk about you, your upbringing, and how you've gotten to where you have. We'll just kind of jump right into it. Your parents are from Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, both of them.
Can you tell us something maybe that we wouldn't know that's characteristic of Trinidadian or people from Tobago or even people from the Caribbean islands?
So a lot of people think that, oh, you're from Trinidad or you're from Tobago, where it's one country, two islands, and it's a lot of beaches. Everyone's nice. Everyone loves to have fun. We like to dance. We listen to calypso, where a lot of people don't even know that what calypso is. So I would say that's probably something unique to our culture, you know, calypso. And then also like different countries have reggae and things like that. But I love the culture. I mean, you know, where a lot of times in the islands or the Caribbean, a lot of the food, a lot of the goods that's bought are on the street. So it's so different where a lot of people here, you know, they look and they go to like Walgreens or CVS. Those are the corner stores or whatever have you, where in our culture in Trinidad, literally you just walk up to someone on the street and you have a lot of street vendors.
How often do you get to go back home?
I went back home right before I got married. Back in 2018, May of 2018 is the last time I went back home.
If I didn't know better, I would think like every month or every couple months is your honeymoon. You're taking a vacation, you're living your life, and I love it. I love what I see from you. So coming up here in the States, your mom was a full-time student at YSU, but not yet a citizen of the United States.
Correct.
And so your family, through your struggles, had to move in a place called the Beatitude House. And for those who don't know, Beatitude House is a place in Youngstown, Ohio, for people who don't have their own home, who may be in transition, particularly for mothers who are taking care of their families. So you are one of 4 siblings. Yep. You guys move into the Beatitude House. Yep. So let's talk about what that environment was like for you and how did it affect your psyche, if at all?
Me and my siblings and my mother, we moved in. So it's almost like a helping hand, if you want to say. So, and what's really nice about that program is it makes you feel like you're at home. So you really don't know that you are in a hard time or on hardship, where it's just, everyone's that way, right? Okay. So everyone living there is the same thing. So you really don't know any different. So it's not like, you know, someone's living way better than the other person. We're all in the struggle together. And then also with me, you know, I loved the way I just walked everywhere. You know, I walked to school, I walked to wherever I wanted to go. So, you know, I was just being a kid growing up, and You know, I to me personally, I just looked at it as I didn't need much. And I think coming from Trinidad, it was easier because we didn't have much in Trinidad. So when we moved to the Beatitude House, really a whole lot of things didn't change in my life because it wasn't like we had all this glamour or we had all these luxurious things because we never had that even growing up. Okay. So when we moved into the Beatitude House, it wasn't necessarily any shock to me. I just knew that what I wanted to do in my life, and I knew where I wanted to go and what I wanted to accomplish.
So let's talk about the specific work that you do. I know we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with this exciting young man. Yes, Terrill Vidale on Valley Gold with Debórah after this. Trust, dignity, and peace of mind. These are the qualities you look for when planning the memorial service of a loved one. L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home is the name families have come to rely on for pre-need planning, grief support, financial guidance, and compassion during life's most difficult time. Located at 1951 McGuffey Road in Youngstown, in the time of need, it's L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home, still caring for the memories most cherished by you. It's the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. Now when you watch, let's not be selfish about it by keeping it all to yourself. Show me and your friends some love by sharing the links and leaving comments. Tell me what you think. I absolutely love reading remarks from our viewers. Now, stay tuned, because we're going to keep this party going. And we're back on Valley Gold with this, I'm telling you, this ball of fire sitting in front of me. I love it. Terrill Vidale. So just before we took the break, we were just getting into the area of entertainment. So let's talk about specifically what you do in the entertainment realm. Talk to us about the name of your business, how you got into it, and just give us your story.
You know, I always loved entertainment. I always loved to have fun, and I always loved the travel piece of it as well. So I said, hey, you know what, I want to get involved in entertainment. And, you know, when Too Deep Entertainment came along, I love to produce events. Because when I was in high school, I used to throw these parties in high school, which was small little events or whatnot.
It was still wetting your feet and
yeah, I did the house parties, you know? So we had fun, we did all that. Then I started 2D Fridays, which I started doing a Friday at downtown Youngstown. So we started doing that.
So 2 Deep Friday was what took place on 2 Deep Fridays?
2 Deep Friday was just, I went from the house to the club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took it out of the house and we expanded to the club,
Okay.
So we started doing 2 Deep Fridays, and 2 Deep Fridays started taking off, and that was a lot of fun. And then, remember, I have a background in church, so I wanted to do the Gospel Fest.
So now your business is in something like 20 cities?
20 states, yeah. So we've expanded to 20 states, so we're all over the place doing events. So we produce events. We're 2 Deep Entertainment's the name of the company, and we're full service, and everything I do is biblical based, right?
Okay.
So Footprints, 2 Deep Entertainment is from Footprints in the Sand.
Okay.
So Footprints in the Sand, basically when you see 2 sets of footprints, that's you and God. When you see 1 set of footprints,
He's carrying
you, right? When I was going along my journey, and anyone who's an entrepreneur feels like they're by themselves sometimes, right? Where you're never by yourself, you're always too deep because God's always with you. Wow. So God has always been with me through my entire journey.
So that's what you mean by too deep.
Too deep.
I love it.
Yeah, it's God and I, God and myself. You know, so God's always with you in every part. And that's why God's involved in everything that I do. So I also own GAI Capital Group, which is God and I. I own LBF Capital Group, which is led by faith. LBF Capital, led by faith, God and I, 2 Deep Entertainment. So anything that I do is, you know, I have another company that I'm starting. This is the most and hardest I've ever worked in the last year.
Really?
Oh man, from COVID shutting down 2 Deep Entertainment, where I haven't doing anything. So then, you know, you sit there and say, technically I'm unemployed. Yeah. So I say, you know, Terrill, what do you want to do? Well, you know, I always want to do real estate. You know what? You never had the time, so let's do real estate.
Oh,
so that's
wow. That's how you broke into real estate.
That's how I broke into real estate.
Oh my goodness.
So and I looked at it as an opportunity. So now we have 50 units. We have about 7 strip plazas.
Wow.
So we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot going on. So I mean, we have national tenants. We actually just closed a deal with Red Bull. So Red Bull Distribution's coming to Boardman, which is awesome. We're working on a deal just with T-Mobile. So you know, we had a lot of stuff that we got going on, and we have in the pipeline now. So for me, I look at it as, hey, what is the next step? What's the next step? And this is what people don't understand. what you do today, you're not going to see the results 6 months to a year from now.
Right, you're planting something.
Yeah, you're planting that seed. And that's what people don't understand. You're seeing now what I did 2 years ago. The seeds that you see now.
Actually, from 20 years ago.
Yeah, because a lot of people look at where they're at now and they're like, oh man, like all this is happening around me. And with me, I don't know, maybe it's just from God. I look at it as, you know what? Hey, yes, I'm a homeless kid. But one day I'm not going to be that way.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure that never happens again. And I'm going to make sure for the rest of my lineage, that's never going to happen again.
That's beautiful.
And that's really my why. I want where my lineage, because someone has to start it, right? So you have Rockefeller, you have all these names that we know, but there's a great-great-great-grandfather that started it. Now you're just getting the blessings of what he did.
Right.
So, if he wouldn't have made that decision, your behind wouldn't be reaping the benefits.
Right, exactly.
And that's kind of how I look at my life, where someone in my family has to start it. So that somebody down the road, exactly. And I always say, if it is to be, it is up to me.
I love that. I love it. We're going to take one more commercial break and we get back to more motivation. Yes.
Praise the Lord.
From Terrill Vidale. Right back on Valley Gold with Debórah after this.
Every engine lover knows that sweet sound of an engine that is ready to race. This car was made ready at the Predator Zone. The Predator Zone is Northeast Ohio's only test and tune track. 330 feet of track with reaction time. Our track will pull your teeth out. Located on Youngstown's east side, grand opening in April. Before you put that car in the race, make an appointment at the Predator Zone.
It's the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. Now when you watch, let's not be selfish about it by keeping it all to yourself. Show me and your friends some love by sharing the links and leaving comments. Tell me what you think. I absolutely love reading remarks from our viewers. Now, stay tuned, because we're going to keep this party going. The outage started just after 3:30 this afternoon, spreading across the Northeast.
Our choices define us, makes us who we are. Who will you choose to become?
We can't stay here, okay? We need to leave right now. Are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, absolutely.
And we are back on Valley Gold with Debórah with my esteemed guest. Yes.
I don't know what all that.
You know Rockefeller, but you about to know Vidale. So, Terrill Vidale, entrepreneur. Yes. He said none of his lineage is going to suffer the things that he did. I love it. You go, black man.
Amen.
Hey, fist bump, right? Yep. So, before we wrap it up, tell us, if you can, what is some of the best advice you've been given? And then share some of the best advice you can give.
Okay. The best advice that I've been given is you have to do your research. So you need to know who you're meeting and who you're talking to. Where at the time, when they say, I was asked who's on the board, who looks up bank boards? I know I did. And I was like, I don't know. And then he said, okay, well, who's the president? Who's the vice president? Who's the chief lending officer? Who's this? And I'm saying I have no idea. So he said, that's why you got declined, because you don't know what the heck you're talking about.
Okay.
So then I said, oh, wow. So then I go back, started researching, getting everything, and basically he said to me, he said, it's either you're going to be an order taker or a decision maker. And that's the thing about it, where you have people that take orders, like Burger King, or you're going to be a person that's a decision maker. So he said to me, if you're a decision maker in your business, you want to talk to a decision maker in whatever business you're trying to accomplish. But he said, you don't even know who the decision makers are. You don't even know their names. You don't know what they look like. You don't know. So the best advice that I've gotten is do your research, whether it's, for sponsorship, whether it's for, education, whether it's, for banking, whatever it is, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. So that's what I do in everything that I do. If I'm meeting with someone or something, I want to know something about this person. Where they go to school, how many kids they have, are they married? So I do my research. So that's the best advice that I've been given. And the best advice I would give someone is do your research. Because it has helped me along my way. Because when you go in and you know about the company, you know where they're from, where they started, who you are, who the boards are, you know them by name, now that person now looks at you in a totally different light.
Now you can have an intelligent conversation.
Absolutely.
And you're not going in green. Like you said, you've done your homework. And what that does on the other side is it shows the person that you're talking to that you respected them enough to find out who they were.
Absolutely. And the discipline, when you start coming up, you have to have that discipline of, oh, you know what, I need to stay in line. I need to do, you know, I can't get this, I can't get that. Where now, when you could almost get whatever you want, now you
still
have to
be
discipline.
Even more discipline.
You don't need that, Terrill. You don't need this. You don't need that. So you literally have to have so much discipline, because when you could get whatever you want, go anywhere you want, be with whoever you want, it's like, okay, Terrill, you have to be focused on this.
Right.
Because it just, discipline is a heck of a thing.
And so much more is available to you now.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because you can do whatever you want.
Life becomes a smorgasbord, would you say?
You can do whatever you want. So you have to make sure that you stay disciplined. And also, like you said, you have to be disciplined on your time.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to suck your time. So you got to make sure that, hey, you know what? And I tell people, hey, during business hours, I'm working. Unless you're dying, hey, we can have small talk later on.
Right. Exactly.
And even all the way down to my wife, man, it's so crazy, man. My wife is awesome. Like you said, you have to have a good partner that understands. Like, you know, my wife would text me, hey, are you in a meeting? You know, can you have a second? Like,
she respects that.
Even my own wife does that.
Right.
And I tell people, if I could do this with my wife and who the heck do you think you are?
Right.
Because people come in and they feel so entitled.
And they'll try to put you in a guilt trip.
Absolutely. Like, if my wife could have this respect, and I just feel, and I'm that way with everyone across the board. Because you got to have respect, and how you respect yourself is how you're going to have people to respect you. So, yeah, I mean, I have fun, man. Like, but I've learned a lot along the way. We'll come back and we'll have a whole other discussion on that.
Yes, absolutely. I'll tell you what, this has been nothing short of rich.
All right, praise the Lord.
And I so thank you. I almost hate to bring this to a close, but I wanted to come back again. So I wanted to look and go, oh, you know, I spent too much time in her studio.
No, never.
But this has been my privilege. So for anybody who wants to get in touch with Too Deep Entertainment, contact your company.
So on all social media, we're at Too Deep Events, the number 2 Deep Events. Our phone number is 330 953-3340. Our website is the number 2 deepevents.com. So,
and all that'll be on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the opportunity, and God works in mysterious ways.
Yes,
so praise the Lord.
Well, this has been my pleasure with this amazing entrepreneur, Christian, dynamic, energetic, brilliant, disciplined, talented young man, Terrill Vidale. So many great things have been happening and so much more on the horizon. And I guess until next time, that's it for now. Bye-bye.